All right, TRT community. I wanted to make a 1 year follow-up of TRT video, kind of going through the good parts of TRT, the not so good parts, and the understanding that I have now that I wish I had before I started TRT. So just to recap my situation, I am 35 years old now, just turned 35. I started testosterone replacement at 34 because 7 years prior to being 34, I had got yearly or bi-yearly blood tests that were consistently showing testosterone levels in the 2 and 300 nanogram per deciliter levels. So if you go back 7 years, when I started feeling the symptoms of low libido, poor erections, fogginess, less drive, motivation, not seeing any progress in the gym, I was 25 years old. So it through years of research, through years of understanding how testosterone is produced, how it works, I made the decision last year to start TRT. And I think it was an amazing decision. I am an advocate for TRT for men that need it. And I would never say that it is not a life-changing, hormone, because it is. So upon starting last year in October, I started with a Versa-based cream, right? And the Versa-based cream is, it's effective. In my case, I found that the Versa-based cream was it was giving me inconsistent blood levels, and it was minor symptom management, meaning my symptoms of lethargy, of poor libido, poor erections. With a Versa-based cream, I really wasn't getting amazing symptom resolution. So about midway through my TRT, around June or July, I switched to a Atrevis-based cream. And I wish I would have started with the Atrevis-based cream, because I found that Atrevis-based cream was more effective for me. Atrevis-based cream, as pharmacy says, it tends to be a little bit more aggressive. So meaning you're going to get better blood levels, thus possibly getting a better symptom resolution. And that's what was better for me. So that's one thing I wish I would have started with. Now, being with Versa-based cream being less aggressive, me being a nurse and a practitioner, I would recommend people to start with something less aggressive first. So you could try the route of Versa-based cream first and give it 6 months or so, like I did, and then make a decision if you're getting those symptom resolutions and proper hematology levels. So that's something to keep of note. Now, another thing that I really wish I would have done consistently was when you're using cream, it is essential to get your blood work tested 5 hours post-application. Now, that's something that you have to keep in mind, because you want to get the most accurate blood level. And when you use cream peaks at about 5 hours and then starts to decline. Okay. Now, if you take a blood test 3 hours post-application, your number is going to be lower. If you take a blood test 8 hours after application, your number is going to be lower. You want to see your highest level. And the only way you're going to see that is 5 hours post-application when using transcrotal cream. And it wasn't until month 6 or 7 that I realized that. So, thus, my prior blood tests to June, July, August were not, I think, 100% reflective of my high level. So, of what my level was. So it's important when you start TRT, get your blood work tested 5 hours post-application. And I would test every month for at least the first 6 months, because testosterone is a hormone, right? It's not like a cup of coffee. It's something that takes time for your body to adjust to. And when people say they're dialed in, they've found the right dose, and they've found the right base, and they've found the right route that works for them. I chose to use cream over shots because to me, to emulate a normal spike and drop of your testosterone using shots, you have to use it daily or every other day. And to me, that was kind of a nuisance, right? I didn't want to have to be filling up syringes in the morning, traveling with them. It's possible, people do it. I'm not knocking it, but to me, it's not something I wanted to do. Using the cream to me is less invasive. It's very easy to apply, and the restrictions are that, no contact with anyone for the first 4 hours after application, no showering, bathing, swimming. So to me, that wasn't a big deal. So using cream was a no-brainer for me over shots. Now, a problem with cream could be that me and you, or you and somebody else, the rate at which you absorb the cream is different. So I use 200 milligrams of testosterone cream daily. So I use 100 milligrams in the morning and 100 at night. Now, those numbers sound crazy high, and I've made other videos kind of describing the difference between the dosage of shots and creams. And the quick answer is that the theory is that you overload yourself with the testosterone cream, because there's only a fraction of that milligrams is actually being absorbed to your body. So what I'm daily absorbing is probably somewhere between the range of 20 to 40 milligrams per day, which is very similar to a dosage for people using shots daily or every other day. So don't be alarmed by saying I use 200 milligrams of testosterone cream a day, because that sounds ridiculous, because people use 200 milligrams of testosterone shots per week. But as I said, that's the theory. And what I absorb and what you absorb might be different, because there's layers of the skin, and the scrotum tends to be thinner skin. So it is absorbed better through the scrotum than anywhere else in the body. So the third thing I want to talk about was that fertility, right? So I have 2 kids of my own, and my wife has always wanted a third, but that was something we've always been in discussion about. Started TRT, and immediately your fertility reduces. Now, I don't want to say you become infertile, because people that think that, as Danny Bassa likes to say, they become fathers. So using testosterone is not a contraceptive, and it is not a foolproof way not to get someone pregnant. So the challenge becomes, if you're on TRT and you want to get your partner pregnant, you have to do some alterations to your testosterone therapy regimen. You have to either add HCG, HMG, and or Clomid, or all 3. And that's kind of scary to me now, because I do think about having a third kid, and it's intimidating to add something to my regimen when I feel I've been dialed in, because I've heard countless amount of testimonies of guys saying once they added HMG, HCG, and or Clomid, that they felt like crap. And I just don't want to do that. So I'm still struggling with that idea, and haven't found the answer yet. And I am 35, so I think that I'm kind of at the end of my window for having kids as far as how old I am. That's just my personal preference, but everyone is different in that regard. The last thing I want to say is that don't underestimate 2 things, okay? Number 1 is stress, right? I have been through a lot of stress in these past 6 months, okay? And stress is a killer. Stress can nullify any regimen of proper eating, sleeping, testosterone, TRT use. To me, stress is the most powerful drug that has a negative effect on your body. So the reason why I say that is because if you become dialed in your TRT, you find the right route, the right dose, you find everything that works for you, and you got a lot of shit going on in your life. It might seem that your testosterone is not dialed in, but it could be that stress is the culprit. Stress could be giving you that poor libido, that poor erection strength, just shitty outlook that happens when you have low T. So understand where you are at in your life prior to starting TRT, and there's a possibility starting TRT could give you some stress. having to apply it daily, the stress of maybe forgetting to use it, the stress of maybe the feeling stigmatized by friends, family. And I want you to just feel confident that if you're using TRT, that a practitioner and yourself have come to the realization that you need it. But if you have a lot of stress going on in your life, if you're an anxious person, if you're a person who tends to be more down, depressed, maybe dark thoughts, don't think that TRT is going to make those issues go away. So the past 6 months, as I said, have been very stressful for me with work, just having petty arguments with the wife, the day to day, right? Bills, everyone's got that shit. So TRT is an amazing tool to help get you back your energy and your vitality that you used to have. But if you are stressed out with life, with anything, TRT is most likely not going to make that better. It could, but just know that just by starting TRT, it's not going to make that stress disappear. I really appreciate the people that have made comments on the other videos. I am here for questions. I am always open for discussion. I'm always open for any type of new knowledge. I follow a page called TRT Hormone Optimization. Those guys have been amazing with cutting through the bullshit online and really trying to use as much evidence-based information as possible. They're really a big reason why I started TRT, just by listening to the testimonies and having various medical professionals on to speak about the benefits of TRT and the necessities for some men for TRT. So I encourage you to check their page out. Dr. Jordan Grant is very bright. He's a urologist. He has answered a lot of my questions. Danny Basso and his testimonies have been great. And it gives you a better perspective of TRT because it's a community. And for whatever your thoughts are about TRT or testosterone use, you're going to find someone on that page that, can challenge you, can agree with you. And there's a lot of healthy discussions on there that I would encourage everyone to check out, to subscribe and like. And if you want to be on their Facebook page, they ask you a simple question about just, basically not having bias and not being an asshole. Because the truth is that this information is important and should be out there, and it's not. Testosterone is demonized. It's looked at as this, roid rage inducing, psychotic drug that's, killing men, that causing prostate cancer and causing, heart disease. And, a lot of that shit's a myth. So, again, thanks for my follow-up. I'm dialed in. I'm on 200 milligrams per day of testosterone replacement therapy. I use a Atrevis-based cream. I get that from a local pharmacy that makes it, and it's become a daily routine for me. So, any questions about anything, guys? Let me know. Peace.